Hi there, my name is Agona and today I want to talk about my astral travel to God. I want to start by saying that it was not my intention to do an astral travel to God. I took plant medicine for it, and before we start, I also like to say that not everyone feels called to take plant medicine. And in my opinion, you really should only do it if you feel called to it. And if you do it, please make sure that the source it comes from is genuine, that the person who gives it to you is a good person and has knowledge. This video also shouldn't be an inspiration to take such medicine. I only want to share my beautiful experience with it and also the message I got from God Himself. Before I started, I wrote down my intentions and also many questions I had. My goal was it to look into my subconscious and to answer my questions, and also to see what is blocking me and what I can do better for my journey here. From my many questions, I got answered only 2, which is completely fine because what I got through that journey is so much more than if my questions would all be answered. Also, the 2 questions I got answered were the most important ones. I asked, who am I? I wanted to ask that because I know me as a human body, but I feel there is so much more behind it that I don't quite realize now. My second question was, where is my home? Because I never truly felt home here on earth. No matter where I lived, no matter with who I lived, I always felt not at home. So I took the medicine. I took the medicine all by myself because it was the second time that I took it and I felt very comfortable with taking it by myself. After 30 minutes, I started to feel it a little bit. Usually you see how your reality starts to bend, how the universe really looks. That meant for me that my floor looked crazy. I saw some mandalas, I saw other entities maybe, and also a lot of codes, like the universe is. After a time, I started to ask, and I asked, who am I? I got immediately an answer back in the sense of, we don't want to tell you. And I started to cry and I asked, why don't you tell me? I really want to know who am I and where is my home? Please tell me. I automatically turned to the right and prayed and asked God, please, can you tell me who am I and where is my home? I really want to know. After that, I saw some entities, not really humans, but other species that were saying she wants to know who she is. She wants to know who she is. She wants to know who she is. And I felt this sense of power. I felt this sense of almost scarcity. These species were really scared of that questions, and this is very familiar to me because I always hear from people, from humans, that when they meet me, they get a little scared. And even though, in my opinion, I am one of the nicest persons here on earth, they always tell me that they have a lot of respect for me and they don't know why, but they feel this power around me. I always felt that too. That's why I wanted to know, who am I truly? After that, I just felt like someone was pulling me out. It truly felt like a travel. And it was not a nice feeling because it was very hard and very strong. It didn't felt nice for me. It wasn't a nice feeling. It was almost hard and almost painful. During that travel, I saw many pictures of the earth. I also saw many entities here on earth that do not belong here on earth, that don't want the best for earth and do a lot of things that are not nice. I always been someone who said that there are no such thing as bad people. There are just hurt people. And I never also believed in the devil. These images, I realized that there are bad people, there are bad entities, and there are bad energies that try to harm us, that try to harm Earth. I also kept seeing Jesus every now and then, and I kept hearing, my daughter, don't be scared. Don't be scared. You are not allowed to be scared. And I felt they showed me Jesus just for me to not be scared, but I wasn't scared. I was looking at these entities directly in the face, and I said to them, you all know that God is stronger. You all know you have to return to God. Why do you even try? What is your problem? And I also almost felt bad for them because I felt that they were very miserable. And I didn't really felt that they had a soul. And I started to cry for them, and I said, God, we have to help them. How can we help them? How can we help Earth? After a time, I arrived to God. This is how it felt. I didn't see him. For me, God is my father, so I would say he. I didn't saw him, or I didn't saw a picture, I didn't saw anything. I just felt him in my presence. I felt how hard he was working. He was working very hard for Earth. And I asked him, God, why don't you just leave Earth? We can leave Earth and create a new Earth. We can let Earth die and create a new Earth. And he said to me, my daughter, it is not that easy. I cannot let go of Earth, and we have to save Earth. And I got very emotional again and asked him, how are we supposed to help Earth? Look at all these entities. Look at these energies who are so low. How are we supposed to help them? During that travel, I realized how important it is for us to breathe. That our nose, and I always kept doing this, is very important to get to the higher realms, to contact the higher powers. I also kept doing this, which for me represents that, and I also heard God telling me, Agona, you have to learn how you put your knowledge into words, because humans need your help. And I asked him, can you help me? Because I don't know if I can do it by myself. And he said, I'm always with you. You can always return to me. I am always by your side. I then asked him, where's my home? I don't feel home. And he showed me some pictures and some memories of my soul and how I came to Earth. I don't feel comfortable telling that right now, but he told me that you will never feel at home at Earth, because Earth is not your home. But you have to create your home. You have to create a home that feels like home to you. You have to surround yourself with people that feel like home to you. He also showed me some people that will feel like home to me, and 3 people that already feels like home to me right now. And he also showed me the place where I will feel the most at home, which I was very happy to see and to get my question answered, because at the apartment I am right now, I don't feel safe at all. There were many things happening with my neighbor that was just too much to tell. And since that, I don't feel, I mean, I never felt at home, but I really don't feel safe here, and I want to move very badly, but no matter what I search for, no matter what I do, I don't really find the perfect match for me, which is very rare for me, because I always knew what I want, where I want to live, and now it doesn't work. And now I know why, because I was searching for the wrong places. God told me that Earth is very important and that we have to secure Earth. It all starts by every individual realizing that there is something happening in Earth. All these systems, all this matrix, however you want to call it, is not something nature to us. It is not human nature. It is not designed for our souls. We work and we pay for things that only harm us, for entities and energies that take so much for us but give nothing back but harm. And like I said, I never have been someone who was really into that theory. I always thought, the system has also very positive effects, because not everyone wants to be on their own, not everyone wants to risk everything and just be by themselves, right? But truly, we are never by ourselves. We are always with God. We are always with our angels. There's so much more to life than we know. There's so much more that we have forgotten, that these entities try for us to forget that. I also saw many, many entities and energy that were watching me, and God told me, Aguna, they are watching you. They are watching you very closely, and they are trying to block you, which also makes very much sense, because I keep experiencing very special things lately. And I feel very much, I know immediately what it is, where it comes from, what intention someone has with me. And if you lie to me, I know everything. And that made so much sense to me, that these entities are watching me. They are trying, but they forget that God is stronger, and God will always be stronger. After a time, Mr. I don't want to say his name, it starts with D and ends with Evil, came in front of me. And I asked him, in fact, I felt his presence every now and then these last couple of weeks. And I asked him, what is your problem? What do you want? Why do you disturb this journey for me? What do you want from me? And I felt how tired he was. He was very sad almost. And he asked me, why don't you love everyone? And I started to cry, and I said to him, I love everyone. I want to love everyone. But some energies I want to love only from afar. Then he went away. God also told me that, my daughter, of course they want to attack you, because they know it hurts God the most when his childs are being attacked. I truly wished I would have been able to stay a little bit longer with God, because up there you forget your fears, you forget your problems. I was laughing at my problems here on earth. And God also told me, you can have everything. Just tell me what you want. And I realized it is that easy. And I said to him, I'm sorry, God. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes when I'm down there, I forget because of my fears. I forget because of these energies around me. I'm so sorry that I forget. I was up there for almost 4 hours, and I don't know if I felt ever something this beautiful in my life. Just to have his presence. Of course, I always have his presence, but to be this near to him and to talk to him and to be able to ask my questions was such a big honor, and I'm so grateful for that. And I really feel called to share that, because I want to share that we have to be a little bit more careful with Earth. There are a lot of humans that aren't that involved in that topic, and without scaring someone, there are so many things that are being revealed, there are so many things that are coming to the surface, and these things are true, these things are happening and did happen, and we as humans have to do something against it. We have to be stronger than them, and we are stronger than them. God's childs are always stronger, and God will always be stronger. Even when they try, they will lose, sooner or later. I wished so much that when I come back to Earth, that I will not feel my fears anymore, that I don't have some thoughts that I sometimes have, but of course, sometimes it doesn't work that easy, and it just shows me where I can heal. God also showed me some images of the men that have been in my life also my father. And he said to me, "My daughter, don't be sad that they couldn't hold you right. Don't be sad that they couldn't protect you, because there are so strong forces trying to get to you. Of course they couldn't handle that. Of course they weren't strong enough." And this again showed me how important it is to choose very wisely who I let in my life, because I always experience that sooner or later, when I have people around me that aren't that strong in their mindset, and this might scare some people, but demons can get into a body just to try to harm you. They want to reach you at your nearest point. They want to reach you where it hurts you the most. Because the people that are the closest to you, you trust them, right? You believe that they want the best for you. But if they are in a lower vibrational frequency, entities such as demons can get very easily into them and say something to you or do something to you that harm you, that hurt you, that takes you back 3 steps. I know that because I always experienced that, when my father used to physically beat us, or especially me, I saw in his eyes that wasn't him. That was not him. I saw it, and I always knew when it happened or when it will happen. It was always the time when his eyes changed. Other examples are with very close friends of me. When we see each other and the next time we see each other, they change. They say something, maybe not directly, but in a way that hurt me, or in a way that makes me question myself, or in a way that takes away my light, that takes away my confidence. These are small examples that maybe, just maybe, the devil, the demons are trying to get to you. And even though this is a good sign because you are walking the path of God, there is no more beautiful path than that, sometimes it can bring pain with it. For me, it just showed me that I no longer want to have people around me that don't have the same mindset as me, that aren't that strong in their minds, in their energy, and in their power like me, that are very, very fast controlled by their fears and emotions, which is something I always felt that I had to do. But with these things I saw during that journey, I realized it is more important than I wanted to admit. I also heard my ancestors and also God telling me that they are so proud of me that I could face these entities and look them in their eyes and tell them that you all know God is stronger than you. Why are you even trying? And they told me that they were very proud that I wasn't scared. I didn't felt 1 second a fear. I also felt this strong power that kept me straight. It was in my back, and I always say this is my subconscious mind here. I felt like God was really pulling me and telling me, don't be scared. You are not allowed to be scared of these entities and these energies, even though they are trying, even though they want to get to you, even though they want to block you, they will not win. Yeah, this was my story. I hope you enjoyed it, and mostly I just want to share this message from God that Earth is important and we have to make Earth a better place. It all starts with ourselves. It doesn't help anyone to say, oh, it's the fault of the system, oh, it's the fault of these energies, oh, it's the fault of these entities, it's the fault of my past. No one is served with this kind of mindset. You can heal yourself. You can become a better person, a stronger person, someone who has an energy so strong and so powerful that these lower vibrational entities cannot come to you, cannot manipulate you, cannot scare you. This is the goal, okay? And I'm so excited to be a part of it. I'm so excited to inspire and help people to become stronger, to heal, and to get to their dream life, because everyone deserves that. And we are here to experience life for ourselves and not to live for others, not to live for a system that is harming us, that is taking all of our energy. Thank you. Thank you if you stayed until here. Thank you for your time and your energy. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you have any questions or anything you want to add on, I would be so happy to read it in the comments. And if you want to learn more about everything God and the universe has to offer us, I would be so happy to see you in my next video. Bye.